Bulby. Oh, hi. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just thinking.
What are you thinking about?
Well, I was just thinking about plants. I need to know, what is a plant?
That's a great question, Bulby. Why don't we find out? We'll do a little research. Let's look outside.
Sounds good. What? Is this a plant? It looks spiky and scary.
Yes, that is a plant. It's succulent. Nothing to be scared of, except some plants are dangerous, and these pokies could surely get you.
Well, it looks like it's rooted in the ground.
Yeah, plants don't really move. Their roots sink into the ground. They might move with the wind, but they're not like animals. They stay where they are because their roots help them grow by being in the ground.
Whoa, pretty cool.
A plant is made up of many different parts. The three main parts are the roots, the leaves, and the stem. Each part has a set of jobs to do to keep the plant healthy. The roots absorb water and minerals from the soil, and they anchor the plant to the ground. The stem supports the plant above the ground and carries the water and minerals to the leaves. The leaves collect energy from the sun and make food for the plant using an amazing process called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis!
Hey, Miss Fisher,
Yeah, Bulby?
do plants get hungry?
They do. Plants make their foods from using a process called photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis!
Yeah, fancy word, which means putting together through light. During photosynthesis, a plant traps energy from the sunlight with its leaves. It also takes up water from its roots and carbon dioxide gas from the air. The plant uses the sun's energy to convert water and carbon dioxide into kind of a sugary substance called glucose. The plant uses the glucose as a food to help it stay alive.
Staying alive, staying alive. Ooh, 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 ooh.
That's right.
Yum! Can I eat plants?
In fact, Bulby, plants are delicious and healthy for you.
Really?
But don't eat that. That's the root. It's pretty cool. You can see the root in a green onion. This is a vegetable that you might eat. There's the root and there's part of the stem. You can even see the leafy part. Pretty awesome. In fact, this is an opportunity for us to do a plant experiment.
I love experiments. No! No!
Don't worry, Bulby. Watch. I'm gonna eat this part. This part's delicious in eggs, all sorts of dishes. It says green onion. Adds a little flair and spice. It's yummy. So this part, we're gonna eat.
What about this part?
Well, I challenge you to do an experiment. Put this in a little jar of water, change the water every day, and watch what happens. Hi, Bulby. What you doing?
Oh, I was just chatting with the tomatoes about life and stuff.
Oh, what did the tomatoes tell you about life?
Oh, they have this whole interesting life. It's called a life cycle. And they told me about everything. Where they started, about their childhood, their teenage years, their adult life, everything.
What? Can you tell us?
Sure. It's called life cycle of a plant. This happens to be a fruit. It's a tomato plant.
Awesome. How did it start out?
Well, take a look. Inside a tomato is something awesome. Normally during this part, I would scream because the knife and my tomato friend and all that, but I learned about the life cycle. What's so cool is that inside the tomato is the start of another plant. Take a look. When we open up the tomato, there's something inside. Seeds. Seeds have to fall into soil. And then they need some warmth and some water, and they sprout. The young plant's roots grow way down in the earth, much much like the green onion. Remember him? Green onion, how you doing, dude? I like your roots. Kind of looks like crazy hair. So those go into the ground, and then the plant changes as it grows. It starts to make beautiful flowers, and then the flowers make fruit, and then the seeds grow inside the fruit, and then sometimes the parent plant dies, but the seeds scatter, and then they grow into a whole bunch of new plants, and I got a whole bunch of new friends. It's awesome. I love tomatoes, one of the most delicious fruits. Hey, Miss Fisher,
Yeah, Bulby?
can you draw the life cycle of a tomato plant?
I can. It's called a diagram. Would you like to draw a life cycle of a tomato plant diagram?
Totally.
Okay, let's do it. Do you remember what it starts out with?
Yeah, a seed.
Okay, well, let's draw that first.
Hey, Miss Fisher,
Yeah, Bulby?
can we draw a life cycle of a tomato?
Totally. It's a cycle, just like a bicycle. It has a wheel. It goes in a circle. Do you remember what was first?
Yeah, it starts from a seed.
Exactly. So we can draw a seed of a tomato plant. And seeds are small. You can just draw something like that. Or if you want, you could show where the seed is in the tomato plant. When we sliced it open, it was inside, and there were several of them. So I might draw a bunch, little bit seeds. And I'm gonna label my drawing so we know it's a seed. E, it's a long E. There's two of them, two vowels. Seed. And since I did more than just one, I'm gonna write seeds. And I'm gonna draw an arrow pointing to the seeds. The next thing that happens, do you remember? Once you put the seed in the soil and it has warmth and sunlight and oxygen and nutrients, what happens?
It starts to grow.
Exactly. So I'm gonna draw an arrow of what happens next. And then I'm gonna draw that young plant coming up from the ground, and might have a few leaves. It's got the stem, and I might put a few leaves up here. That's next, and I'm gonna write young plant. Young plant. Bulby, do you remember what happens next?
Totally becomes a mature plant. It's kind of like,
Is it a teenager?
a little bit older than a teenager.
Okay, we'll write mature plants. I'm gonna draw another arrow, and instead of just a few leaves, I think I'm gonna draw a lot of leaves. I'm gonna have it coming up from the ground again, lots of little branches coming off of it with leaves all over. So this is our mature plant. It's been growing for a while. Take a look. It's bigger. It's got way more leaves. Probably a couple more might look good to show it's been growing for a while. And I'm gonna write the word mature plant. Do you remember what happens next, Bulby?
Yeah, pretty much a flower.
Exactly. So flowers start coming from the mature plant. So the same thing, except I'm gonna draw it a little more close up, where it starts making a really beautiful flower that comes off the plant. And I'm gonna label what's happening, because otherwise it kind of looks like just more leaves. But I'm gonna draw an arrow, and I'm gonna write flower. Flower starts coming out. And I'm gonna draw definitely more leaves because it has to be that mature plant in order for it to then start growing the flowers. And now, after flower, Bulby, something pretty awesome happens. The flower does what?
It turns into the fruit.
Exactly. The flower changes into what we can eat and even buy in a store or grow them in our yard. It turns into a tomato, a fruit.
and I'm gonna write the word fruit. Fruit. And I'm gonna draw the arrow and then show what happens after the fruit. It goes back to the seeds and starts all over again. It's the cycle, the life cycle of a tomato plant. Pretty awesome. I agree.